If your toenail fungus keeps coming back no matter what you try, antifungal creams, medicated nail polish, tea tree oil, even prescription pills, nothing seems to fully get rid of it. And the reason is simple. You're not reaching where the fungus actually lives, because it doesn't live on the surface of the nail. It lives deep underneath, in the nail bed itself, buried beneath a dense layer of keratin that almost nothing can penetrate. So every cream you apply just sits on top. Every remedy you try never reaches the source, and that's exactly why it keeps coming back. So what I'm going to show you today is something simple but very specific. A nightly routine that focuses on barrier penetration, oxygen exposure, and permanently breaking the reinfection cycle. And this is where most people get it completely wrong. So here is exactly what you do. Step 1. Before bed, soak your feet in warm water for about 5 minutes, just enough to soften the nail and loosen the outermost keratin layer. Not too long, because prolonged moisture actually feeds the fungus and makes the environment worse. 5 minutes is the window. Then dry your foot completely, especially underneath and around the nail, because moisture trapped in those folds is one of the primary drivers of continued fungal growth. This step alone sets the foundation for everything that follows. Step 2. Take a clean nail file and gently thin the surface of the nail. You are not trying to damage it or cause pain. You are simply reducing the thickness so that whatever you apply next can actually pass through the nail instead of sitting on top of it. Most people skip this entirely, and that is exactly why their treatments fail. A thick, unthinned nail acts like a shield, so this step removes that shield, and that single change makes everything that comes after dramatically more effective. Step 3 is the key, and this is the step most people have never done correctly. You are going to use a 2-part application that works together in a very specific sequence. First, apply a small amount of apple cider vinegar, diluted with equal parts water, and work it gently over the nail surface and into the nail folds on either side. This shifts the pH of the environment, begins breaking down the remaining keratin barrier, and primes the nail to receive what comes next. Then, immediately after, apply a few drops of hydrogen peroxide directly over the same area and allow it to sit and bubble. Do not wipe it away. That bubbling is the reaction you want, because hydrogen peroxide releases oxygen directly into the nail bed, and fungal organisms cannot thrive in high oxygen environments. They depend on low oxygen, moist, dark conditions to survive, so you are taking that environment away from them. This combination is what makes this different. You are not just applying something on top of the nail, you are chemically changing the environment underneath it, where the fungus actually lives. Step 4. And this is something most people completely overlook. Gently massage the skin around the nail and along the cuticle line for about 30 seconds. Not aggressively, just firm, deliberate pressure working around the entire perimeter of the nail. And here is why this matters more than most people realize. A fungus does not stay contained to the nail itself. It spreads. It migrates into the surrounding skin, into the cuticle folds, into the soft tissue right at the nail's edge. And if you treat only the nail and ignore everything around it, you are leaving an active reservoir of infection completely untouched. That reservoir then quietly reinfects the nail from the sides and base, week after week, month after month. and you never understand why the nail keeps getting worse, even when you feel like you are being consistent. The massage does two things simultaneously. First, it works any remaining treatment deeper into those surrounding tissue areas where the fungus is hiding. Second, it stimulates local circulation, and blood flow to that area is part of how your body delivers its own immune response to the infection site. You are not just applying a product, you are activating your body's ability to fight back from the inside at the same time. And here is the second overlooked factor, one that almost nobody addresses: your shoes. Every single morning you put your foot back into a warm, enclosed, damp environment and spend 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours inside it. And if that shoe has any residual fungal presence, which it almost certainly does, you are reintroducing the exact same organism back onto a nail you spent the night treating. You are running in a circle and wondering why you are not moving forward. So rotate your shoes. Never wear the same pair 2 days in a row. Give each pair a full 24 hours minimum to dry out completely. And use an antifungal powder inside them regularly. Not occasionally, regularly, to keep that internal environment dry and hostile to fungal survival. Because this is not just about treating a nail. This is about dismantling every condition that allowed the fungus to survive in the first place. Now here is the physiology behind why everything you just did actually works. Fungal organisms, the specific dermatophytes responsible for toenail infections, depend on 4 conditions to survive and replicate. They need keratin because that is their food source. They need moisture because dehydration kills them. They need warmth because cold, dry environments slow their reproductive cycle dramatically. And they need low oxygen because they are largely anaerobic organisms, meaning they thrive precisely where oxygen is scarce and struggle to survive where it is abundant. So look at what this protocol does to every single one of those conditions simultaneously. The warm water soak softens the keratin layer. The nail filing physically reduces it. The apple cider vinegar begins chemically breaking it down and shifting the pH away from the slightly acidic but fungal-friendly environment the organism depends on. So you are attacking the keratin dependency from 3 separate angles before you even reach the most important step. Then the hydrogen peroxide introduces oxygen directly into the nail bed, not near it, not around it, directly into the space where the fungus lives and reproduces. And for an organism that depends on low oxygen conditions to survive, that is not a minor disruption. That is a fundamental collapse of its living environment. You are not making conditions slightly less comfortable for the fungus. You are making them incompatible with its survival. The massage extends that hostile environment into the surrounding tissue where fungal colonies hide and regroup, and the overnight dryness and airflow remove the moisture and warmth conditions entirely during the exact hours when your body's own repair and immune activity is at its peak. So when you follow this protocol consistently, you are not doing one thing to fight the fungus. You are doing everything at once. You are removing its food source, eliminating its moisture, introducing oxygen, shifting its pH, extending treatment into its hiding places, and then giving your body the dry, open, oxygen-rich environment it needs to finally begin growing a clean, healthy nail from the base upward. That is not a surface treatment. That is a complete environmental shutdown of every condition the fungus needs to exist. And that is exactly why this works when everything else has not. Now, before you begin, there is something important you need to understand. There is no overnight cure for toenail fungus. Anyone telling you otherwise is not being honest with you. A toenail grows slowly, roughly 1 millimeter per month, and the damaged portion of the nail that exists right now cannot be reversed or repaired. It has to grow out. What this protocol does is change the environment underneath so that the new nail growing in from the base has a clean, fungal-free foundation to build from. That is the real goal, not fixing what is already there, building something healthier to replace it. So what consistency looks like here is not checking your nail every morning for dramatic change. It is committing to this routine every single night and trusting the process that is happening beneath the surface, even when you cannot see it yet, because the results are not instant, but they are real and they are cumulative. Every night you follow this protocol, you are making the environment underneath that nail slightly more hostile to the fungus and slightly more favorable to healthy regrowth. That progress compounds, and over weeks and months, you will begin to see it. A cleaner edge growing in at the base, a healthier color, a stronger nail surface slowly replacing the damaged one. So stay disciplined. Do this every night without skipping. Rotate your shoes. Keep the environment dry during the day. And give your body the time it needs to do what it is fully capable of doing when you finally stop working against it. Because here is what this protocol is really about. It is not just about killing fungus. It is about understanding why it survived in the first place, systematically removing every condition that allowed it to thrive, and then protecting the environment long enough for your body to rebuild from the base up. You have tried surface treatments. You have tried covering it up. You have tried managing it. Now you are addressing the root of it. And that one shift, from surface to root, from temporary to permanent, is what finally makes the difference. Do this every night. Stay consistent, and over time, you will see exactly what that difference looks like. I hope that this video serves you well. Everything I have shared with you today is rooted in how fungal organisms actually behave, how nails actually grow, and how your body actually heals when you give it the right environment to work with. This is not a trend. This is not a shortcut. This is biology working in your favor, but only when you work with it consistently and correctly. If this helped you, please share it with your friends and family. You likely know someone who has been silently struggling with this for years, trying product after product, feeling embarrassed, feeling stuck, not understanding why nothing seems to work. Send this to them. Because the difference between staying stuck and finally seeing results is almost always just information. The right information, applied the right way, consistently enough to let the body do what it was always capable of doing. And if you found value in this, follow along, because this is what I do. I take complex physiology and I break it down into something simple, specific, and actionable so that you can take real control of your health without needing a medical degree to understand it. You deserve to feel confident walking barefoot. You deserve to stop hiding your feet. You deserve to stop cycling through treatments that only work on the surface while the real problem continues underneath. And now you have something that actually addresses that. So start tonight, not tomorrow, not after you finish the cream you already have. Tonight. because every night you wait is another night the fungus has the upper hand, and you have had enough of that. I only wish you good health, and most important, make it a great day. I'm Dr. Ivy Ellington.